The United States spends a crazy amount of money on its military. Seriously, it's more than the next 10 countries combined. In 2023 alone, the US defense budget topped a whopping $800 billion. That's like buying every single person in Wyoming a brand new private jet. Every single person. It's a lot of money, and it raises the question, why does the US spend so much on defense? To understand America's massive military budget, we need to rewind the clock a bit. Let's take a journey back through time to see how history has shaped the present. World War II transformed the US into a global superpower, and with great power came a big old military. The war effort required unprecedented mobilization of resources, leading to the creation of a vast military-industrial complex. Factories that once produced consumer goods were repurposed to churn out tanks, planes, and ships. The American economy was forever changed, and so was its military. Then came the Cold War, a decades-long standoff with the Soviet Union that had both sides stockpiling weapons like they were going out of style. The fear of nuclear annihilation loomed large, and both nations engaged in an arms race that saw the development of increasingly sophisticated and deadly weapons. Propaganda on both sides painted the other as the ultimate enemy, justifying the need for ever greater military expenditures. This era cemented the idea that a large, powerful military was essential for American security. The US established military bases around the world, ensuring a global presence that could respond to threats anywhere, anytime. Training programs became more rigorous, and technological advancements in warfare were pursued with relentless vigor. The military became not just a defense force but a symbol of American strength and resolve. Even though the Cold War ended in 1991, its impact on US military spending continues to this day. The mindset that emerged during those tense decades still influences policy decisions. Modern military budgets reflect a legacy of preparedness for large-scale conflict, with investments in cutting-edge technology, cyber warfare capabilities, and advanced weaponry. The shadow of the Cold War lingers, reminding us that history has a long reach, shaping the present and the future in profound ways. Politics also plays a big role in defense spending. Defense contractors, those companies that make everything from fighter jets to boots, lobby hard for big military contracts. And politicians, eager to bring jobs and money to their districts, often support these contracts, even if the Pentagon doesn't really need another tank. It's a classic case of, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Politicians get votes, defense contractors get rich, and the military gets, well, more stuff. Of course, it's not just about politics and history. The US faces real threats around the world: terrorism, cyberattacks, and the rise of other powerful countries like China. These threats require a strong military that can respond quickly and effectively. Plus, the US has a responsibility to protect its allies and interests around the globe. This global presence requires a large and technologically advanced military, which, you guessed it, costs a lot of money. Section 5 Jobs, the economic engine of defense. The defense sector is a cornerstone of the American economy, providing a vast array of employment opportunities across the nation. The military isn't just about fighting wars, it's also a major employer. From soldiers to support staff, the defense sector offers a wide range of career paths. Millions of Americans work in defense-related industries, contributing to the production and maintenance of military equipment. These jobs are crucial for the functioning of the military, from building ships and planes, which are essential for naval and air force operations, to providing technical support and logistics. These roles ensure that the military operates smoothly and efficiently, with all necessary resources in place. Cutting military spending would mean job losses in these sectors, affecting not just the workers but also their families and communities. The ripple effect of such cuts can be devastating, something politicians are understandably reluctant to do. The political landscape is heavily influenced by the need to maintain employment levels and economic stability. So the military-industrial complex, as it's called, becomes a significant player in the economy. Defense contractors and industry leaders have a vested interest in maintaining and increasing defense budgets. Creates a powerful economic incentive to keep spending on defense, ensuring continuous financial growth in the sector. This spending supports not only direct employment but also secondary industries and services. Even if some argue that money could be better spent elsewhere, Critics suggest that funds could be redirected to education, healthcare, and infrastructure, potentially offering broader societal benefits. However, the economic engine of defense remains a formidable force driving policy and budget decisions. Section 6. Research and Development, Staying Ahead of the Arms Race. Another big chunk of the military budget goes towards research and development, or R&D. The US military is constantly developing new technologies to stay ahead of its adversaries. This includes things like hypersonic missiles, artificial intelligence, and cyber warfare capabilities. While some argue that this technological arms race is wasteful and dangerous, others believe it's essential for maintaining US military superiority. Section 7. A global presence maintaining bases and deployments around the world. The United States has long maintained a significant military presence across the globe, a strategy that has evolved over decades to address various geopolitical challenges and commitments. The US military has bases and troops stationed all over the world. From Germany and Japan, where American forces have been stationed since the end of World War II, to newer deployments in regions like Eastern Europe and Africa, the footprint of the US military is vast and varied. In Germany, for instance, US bases serve as critical hubs for operations in Europe and beyond, while in Japan, American forces play a key role in regional security and deterrence. To South Korea and the Middle East, where the presence of US troops is seen as essential for maintaining stability and countering potential threats. In South Korea, American forces are a crucial part of the defense strategy against North Korean aggression, providing both a deterrent and a rapid response capability. Meanwhile, in the Middle East, US bases and deployments support a range of missions, from counter-terrorism operations to ensuring the free flow of commerce through critical waterways. The US maintains a global presence that allows it to project power and respond to crises quickly. This capability is underpinned by a network of bases and logistical hubs that enable rapid deployment and sustainment of forces. Whether it's responding to natural disasters, conducting humanitarian missions, or engaging in combat operations, the ability to mobilize quickly is a cornerstone of US military strategy. While supporters argue that this forward presence is vital for deterring aggression and maintaining stability, they also highlight the benefits of building partnerships with host nations. These partnerships often involve joint training exercises, sharing of intelligence, and collaboration on security initiatives, which can enhance the capabilities of both US and allied forces. Additionally, the presence of US troops can provide a sense of security and stability in volatile regions, helping to prevent conflicts from escalating. Critics, however, argue that it's costly, provocative, and often entangles the US in conflicts that don't directly serve its interests. They point to the financial burden of maintaining overseas bases, which can run into billions of dollars annually, and question whether these expenditures are justified. Furthermore, the presence of US troops in foreign countries can sometimes lead to tensions with local populations and governments, sparking protests and anti-American sentiment. Critics also contend that a forward-deployed military posture can make the US more likely to become involved in conflicts that might otherwise be avoided, drawing resources and attention away from domestic priorities. Section 8. The price we pay, trade-offs and opportunity costs. So the US spends a ton on its military, but what are we giving up for all that firepower? The money spent on defense could be used for other priorities like education, healthcare, or infrastructure. Some argue that the US could maintain a strong military while also investing more in these domestic programs. Others believe that the current level of military spending is unsustainable and ultimately harms the country's long-term economic and social well-being. Section 9, a balancing act, seeking security and fiscal responsibility. The debate over military spending is ultimately a balancing act. The US needs a strong military to protect its interests at home and abroad, but it also needs to be mindful of its budget and invest in other priorities that are essential for a thriving society. Finding the right balance is no easy task, and it's a debate that will continue to rage on for years to come.